Hey my freaks and geeks, today is the last story of my embarrassing / just regular LARP stories. With this one, this happened on the Sunday event. So, after all the craziness that happened on Saturday, as I told you guys, with the regression and everything and all that kind of jazz, Sunday was the big boss battle. So there was the Halloween event. The dead were a lot more active during there, which was actually kind of, for me as a human, I actually had to go, I can't remember what it's called. I think it's like Vitality or something, but that came in handy because I had a skill that had made me like immune to a bunch of undead spells and stuff for like an hour, and let me say, it came into play later. So apparently for the last event, there was, basically a big wave event. So this dead, I think she was called Lady of the Dark or something, but she was apparently this super spooky dooky villain that they had already defeated, and she's coming back, and apparently all, the older players were like, oh my god, she's here, and us as new players were like, who's here? I don't see anyone. And so we ended up getting outside of the tavern. Oh, it was a big battle. So we were all kind of on the front of the tavern. We were all like smushed in because there were just a bunch of undead popping up and the big spooky dooky lady. And so I ended up on if you're facing, I guess I was to the that's right. Okay, I couldn't figure out my directions for a second. So I was to the right, near the very end, trying to help defend, because we basically made this big line, because I believe people inside were doing a ritual trying to stop this or something because of what was going on. But we were defending the tavern on this side. I can't remember why, but we were defending it with our lives. Oop, my camera's falling. But yeah, we were swords blazing, magic going everywhere. So me and my one friend, my guy friend, there's a light switch there. but we were defending the side. I don't know where my lady friend ended up slipping off to, but me and my one friend were on this side. We were getting floored. It was pretty much a big nestle of new players, while the more experienced players were near the middle and the left side. So we were panicking because we were getting our asses handed to us. People were dropping left and right. I was trying, because I had healing skills. My character's kind of like a battle medic, except without the healing, because I can first aid people, and I can tell what state they're in because of the 2 skills I have, but I actually can't just throw and go, you have 20 body back, get up! I can't do that because as a fighter, I'm not very proficient in magic. But, because of that, I was trying to save people. My guy friend ended up getting knocked down in, this big epic battle, and I was just are you kidding me? And there were some of the older players that were around us were dropping flies, and I was just freaking out. And so I ended up, what I did was I tried to get up people and bring them in, because they were being paralyzed, so they would be stuck out there and they would be getting wailed on and they were dying. So I basically became kind of I guess a pack mule, but with people. So I would go up to them, I would make sure they were distracted, but as bad as it sounds, beating up someone else, and I pick them up and bring them into the middle so they were safe there. So, so I helped a couple people, get back in. I was carting people back and forth, trying to get them healed, everything, trying to get them unparalyzed so they could fight. But eventually, I got caught. I believe I was just about to go out, and I was getting pinned back, and I dropped. And so I could just see my friend, my guy friend, across from me, and we're just laying there. So in our game, you have 1 minute bleeding out time, and then I believe it is 5 or 8, I can't quite remember. I know that's a big gap, but 5 or 8 minutes that you have are dead. So with the bleed out time, someone can heal you or like give you like a healing spell and you'll get back up, or first aid you. If you're dead, you need a resurrection spell. So I had a skill called Thick Blood, which gave me 2 minutes of bleed out time, which was actually really handy because that actually saved my skin a bunch of times. It didn't this time. I went past my bleed out count and I was in the death stage. So as I laid there, it was actually like a really weird experience because on your first event, you're allowed to die. You're actually more so encouraged to die on your first event at Nero because of the fact that you know what it's like to experience death, and it's like something you can't really experience a lot because if you're dead, you're dead. But so I'm laying there dying, and it was actually kind of weird to experience it because you like, as weird as it sounds, you're not actually dying, you're literally just laying there, but you feel really helpless. Like, it feels kind of real. You're just like kind of begging for people to come over to you to save you, to help you up like you've helped others, but they can't reach you, or they don't bother to look at you because they're busy with bigger things. So as I laid on the ground, I ended up dying. I went past my dead count. So there's some people like Lustanis, I believe is what the race is called, and they can actually see dead people, and so you're supposed to either find a Lustani and like tell them you're dead so they can come resurrect you later on, or like a mage or something. So what was funny was only 2 other people had died, and one of them was my guy friend, and then another one was another new player. I don't know how, but my lady friend was perfectly fine. She was just living it up with everyone else while we like bled out. And like, so it was really weird because since it was such a big battle the last day, we didn't need to get resurrected. So we ended up just sitting off with one of the plot members, just kind of watching the battle, being like, yeah, that happened. When me and my guy friend ended up dying like maybe 2-3 minutes before the battle ended. Now that I remember, I do believe we had a 10-minute timer. It was like a 10-minute timer because like it was just like kind of like survive. That was the thing. It was survive. And so everyone else survived, except us 3. And afterwards, we had to kind of make a walk of shame, being like, we died. We were super dead. And it was kind of funny because near the end, so like I said, that was me and my guy friend's first like real event. But we had gone to the player day event. So you get 1 free death before, well, like free, like it doesn't count towards your tallies because you technically get 3 free deaths, but 2 of them you tally, and one's actually like free, like it doesn't count, like it's like it never happened, but like you get 2 like tallied deaths, and then after that you start pulling. So he kept on trying to tally our cards, and I was just like, stop, because of the fact we went to the player day event, he thought we actually already went to an event, so he's like, no, I need to write it down. I'm like, no, this is our first event. He's like, no, and then he would go, oh yeah, he did that at least twice to us. So he was like, because one of the other players ended up backing us up, like, yeah, these people remember that event didn't count towards that, like, he's like, oh yeah, and then later on, he was like, okay, give me the card to tally, because, we were about to leave to go pack up, and we're like, what? And my friend's not saying anything, my guy friend, and I'm just like, no, and I'm like, but this is our first event, you said it, we don't count? Yeah. And I was just really awkward about it. It may have not had as many stutters, but I was definitely kind of like, this was our first event, those don't count, please don't tally them. And he was like, oh yeah, like, I'm so sorry, like, and that's kind of how we ended our, how we ended our first event was, me and my friend dying. My other friend apparently had a blast during that battle and found it really intense. And then, we packed up our stuff. We didn't stay for the kind of closing ceremonies, because usually they have like kind of like closing ceremonies to like debrief everyone, prevent bleed, which I'll be doing a video on bleed as well later on. And all that kind of jazz, kind of let them sink into the fact that that'll happen. Because, we couldn't do that because of the fact this LARP is actually 3 hours away from where I live, because of the fact there are no LARPs in my area, like, decent vicinity that accept players under 18. That was like sheer luck that I found that. So I travel 3 hours to get out and LARP, which I feel is completely worth it. A lot of gas money though, but at least there's a reserve. And on reserves in Canada, gas is cheap. And yeah, that kind of wraps this up. So you guys should like tell me if you know, you want to see maybe my player day event, because I do have some interesting stories involving fire elements, you know, some undead, a gelatinous cube. And I could definitely tell stories like that too. I can definitely do kind of more like LARP story time events on, you know, some interesting things, like along with my, you know, my kind of what I'm going to be calling my LARP-tastic vlogs, which are going to be the vlogs I do, and, you know, my whole experience. I can definitely, instead of just summing it up, I can add on some funny stories there too. So yeah, like let me know down below if you guys would like more, you know, kind of funny story videos and stuff, because I actually do really enjoy making these. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.